right, we're here in Mandalay Bay, and we've run into Veronica Belmont. Hey, Veronica.
Hello.
So you've been here a few hours longer than we have even. We're both a little sleep deprived, so we have to disclaim this conversation with that.
Yeah, I don't even know where I am right now.
Yeah.
You claim Mandalay Bay, but it really could be anywhere.
All right, so let's just run down a few of the things we've seen so far. So we weren't here for the Nvidia thing, but you went to that yesterday, right?
Yes, the Nvidia thing was actually pretty interesting. They unveiled a new piece of hardware called Project Shield. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be the final name of this device, but it's basically a portable gaming device. It runs on Android. And at first I was kind of like, okay, well, it's too big to put in my pocket. It's kind of large. I'm not a big portable gamer. What's the sell here? Then they said that you can actually use it as a bridge to connect your PC with your television in order to use Big Picture from Steam. So all of your Steam games will be easily available right on your big screen TV, which is a huge win for me. Of course, you could connect your PC directly to your television using cables, but this is nice because you get two screens now. You'll have the smaller handheld and also the big screen experience at the same time. We don't have any pricing or availability yet, but it is a pretty interesting piece of hardware.
All right, cool. Now, what else? Lenovo?
Lenovo, yeah. At CES Unveiled, we looked at the Lenovo IdeaCenter Horizon, which was a very large tablet. You can almost use it like a smart table. You can play games with people, you can look at your media in lots of different ways. Also, not a lot on the spec side of things. I asked the VP about the specs, and he was like, we'll figure it out. But it is cool. It's running on Windows 8, and they've got their own UI built on top of it as well, so you can switch back and forth between those two UIs. So it's pretty cool, though. It's large. I mean, it's like a small coffee table, basically. Yeah.
Do you need to use coasters? That's what
I would
have a lot of questions
using a coaster.
Yeah.
It also comes. I don't know if it comes with it or not, but we were playing air hockey on the table with these little. I don't know what the air hockey sticks are called. They're not sticks. They're like the coaster-y looking things. Yeah.
And after LG was, of course, Panasonic.
Yes.
Some highlights were...
I liked the My Home Screen feature,
yes.
Which is coming out on their smart televisions as well. And this will actually recognize different users in your household when you sit down in front of the television using the cameras built into the TV. And we'll say, oh, hey, that's Bob. Let's pull up his ESPN and his Hulu and his YouTube pages that he loves. Or hey, that's Mom. Let's pull up, whatever she loves watching, whatever she saved as her favorites. So it's a really nice way to not have to flip around too much. You just sit down, you get exactly what you're looking for right off the bat.
Yeah. One more interesting thing I wanted to bring up from the Panasonic presentation was the bone conduction device. Maybe as an audiophile you can speak to how this works a little bit.
Well, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a device that sits over your head and actually uses bone conduction technology, as you mentioned, to amplify the sound coming from your television. So if someone is having hearing trouble or they, a lot of people listen to the TV quite loudly and other family members maybe don't need it so loudly, this will enable them to hear that audio directly in this zone, in their ear, through the reverberations of the bone structure on their face, and it helps them hear it a lot easier. So that's a really cool feature for people who need a little extra help hearing the television. It's technology that's been around for quite some time, so I'm curious to see how it works in the consumer market.
All right, so bright and early this morning, we both went to the LG press conference at 8 a.m., and their kind of big overarching theme for that presentation was touching the smart life.
Yeah, it's less about smart TVs and smartphones and smart whatevers, and more like making your life a little more accessible, making it just feel like you're integrating with your technology in a more meaningful kind of way.
Yeah, appliances around the home. They had one example of a touch screen that you had on your refrigerator where you could look up recipes and kind of keep track of what's in your fridge, and so sort of this idea of connecting all your household appliances. And they also talked a bit about TVs, so 4K is a big thing this year.
Yeah, they showed off their OLEDs, what they showed off last year, and they also showed their Ultra HD televisions, their 4K televisions. And of course those are amazing, they look great. A lot of the different TV manufacturers are showing off 4K again this year, but this time they're actually at like the point where they are going to come out to market, which is nice. The problem, of course, with that is that there's not a lot of 4K content out there yet, so there's a lot of like upscaling like regular HD content to look more 4K, but either way it looks absolutely phenomenal. And then they've got their smart remote as well, which lets you do voice commands to find stuff on your television, and also you can draw, I guess, if you want to. I don't know why this is a good feature, but you can like air draw what channel you want to go to with the remote, so that's interesting.
I played with that a little bit, and the voice commands seem to work pretty well. It's kind of eliminates a lot of the frustration of clicking.
But why even need a remote if you have voice commands at
Yeah.
that point? I mean, some buttons are nice, but if you're going full-on voice control, you might as well just talk at your TV.
And in more audio type developments, you also went to the Monster Conference.
That was something. It was, Monster is an interesting company. Recently, they broke off their relationship with Beats, of course, like the Beats by Dre and the other relationships they had. So they're really focused on coming out with more headsets and earbuds that are kind of tailored to different segments of the population, the fashionista, the sports fan, all sorts of different people. And so with that, they brought on like, I don't know, like 25 different celebrities from like every different genre. They had like Nick Cannon, they had Exhibit, they had some football player, I'm sorry, I don't know who he was, and Sheila E. So it was a really eclectic lineup of people on stage. There was basically no information about what the technology was, what they were using in the headphones, nothing that an audiophile would really be interested in hearing about, unfortunately. The design is not really my thing. I always find the Monster headsets to be a little too flashy. They're just a little bit too big and a little bit too bright and too out there. I like a more demure headset.
Yeah.
But you know, they cater to a segment of the population that really enjoys their stuff. I mean, they've grown hugely in recent years, so there's definitely a market for it. Not for me, but it was an entertaining press conference, no doubt.
All right, well, I think that's pretty much it, right?
That's all my brain can fit right now. Yeah, it's only day one, so we've got a lot more coming up in the future.
Yeah, we're going to get back in line for the Fuji presentation, but we'll see you, I guess, right over there.
I'll be around.
Thanks,
yes.
Veronica.
Thanks, guys.